Hey, what's up guys, Scarce here. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to get higher FPS in Black Ops 3, and I have a couple methods for you guys today. And my first one is pretty good if you have like anything over like a decent computer, because I have a GTX 960 2GB version, and if you have anything like around that performance or higher, then this first method would be really good for you. And you can play on highest settings too and still get like the highest FPS. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is go into your Black Ops 3 folder, go into config, and then you're going to want to set your frame rate cap at 0. So right here, it should be set to whatever you have it in game. And then you're going to want to go down to corpse count and then set that to 8. It should be set to like 32 or something. And then if you have this on 2, serialized render, if you have that on 2 or 1 or something, put it to 0. Or if you have like a stronger computer and you don't care about a little bit performance loss, then you could put it to like 2. It improves the latency. So if you're playing like multiplayer, then it'll improve your latency and stuff. Then here where it says video memory, fraction of video memory usage, put that to 1. And then right here you're gonna want to put this hide graphics options here, restriction graphics options, this little thing here. It should be at 1, put it to 0. What that does is it just like lets you use all the settings. So if you have like a 2GB card, you can only play on medium settings, but if you turn that off, you could play on like the highest settings possible. So then you just want to save that right here, save, and then exit it. And then you're gonna want to go into your game. Okay, so now when you're in game, you're going to want to go to options, graphics, and then you're going to want to set these to your graphics. Like you're going to want to play on highest settings, so you're going to need like a computer that's decent enough. But don't worry, if your computer isn't that good, I have other methods to make it run better too. And I'll show you those after this one. So if you have anything over a GTX 960 2GB version, this should work. Put it to 1080p, 100%, any FOV you want. Put it to extra, everything on high here, and then shadows on high, and then check these two things right here. Then everything else disabled and put on FXAA. And then that should work. Like right here, I have, if I'm in full screen mode, I have like automatic Vsync because my Nvidia graphics settings. So if I turn it to window, then it'll not have Vsync. So this is like what FPS I get right now. Like in free run, I get about 140 FPS. In multiplayer, I get like 100. Oh god, I just dropped FPS. That happens sometimes in the main menu. And in zombies I get like 100 too, but sometimes it drops. So I can show you free run. Okay, I'm in game now, and free run takes like no computer usage because I'm getting like 200 FPS right now on high settings. And my computer specs is I have a GTX 960, like I said before, 2GB, and I have an i5 CPU. I have like a better i5 CPU. I have like 4000 series and overclocked, so yeah. And I have 16GB of RAM. So if you have like anything around that performance of a computer, this will work for you. And also this is a really good method if you want to play on highest settings and get like the highest FPS. On these settings, I get higher FPS than I do while playing on medium settings. So yeah, just saying. Okay, so On to the next method. Okay, so the next method, you're gonna wanna open your Nvidia control panel. This is for only if you have a Nvidia card. I don't know like about AMD cards. I never had. I did have one before, but I never really like used it that much. I only had it for like a month or something. Okay, so what you want to do is go into manage 3D settings, then go to program settings, then wait for that to load. Then once it shows Black Ops 3 right here, if it doesn't show Black Ops 3, you're gonna want to like click on it and put it to Black Ops 3, or you can click add if you want to add Black Ops 3 if it doesn't show it here, but it usually does. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to anti-aliasing transparency, then that should be off. Turn it to multi-sample, because this will not make your game look as good, but it'll give it higher performance, and it doesn't really change anything on the looks. Like, it might do like something little, but you won't really notice it. I never noticed it when I changed all these settings. Now, if this is multi-display performance, change that to single display performance, unless you're using multi monitors to play it, but most people don't. And on power management, you're going to want to set that to prefer maximum performance, unless like you don't want to. You're gonna have to pay more for power, but I don't pay for power, so like obviously I don't, like, my family doesn't pay for power, so it doesn't matter. Then turn this on, texture filtering, anisotropic sample, turn that on. Then texture filtering quality, you want to turn that to performance, or you can turn it to high performance. I just turn it to performance, because that seems to work better for me. Then texture filtering, trillionaire optimization on, and then threaded optimization on. And this is if you want to play on Vsync. So what I do is I just play on Vsync when I'm playing like zombies or free run or something, but when I'm playing multiplayer, I turn my game into windowed full screen, so that it'll automatically turn the Vsync off. So that's like a really good thing. Unless you just want to keep Vsync off always, then just turn that off. And it doesn't really matter if you have triple buffering on if you're not using Vsync. But if you're using Vsync, then turn that on. Okay, now once you go into your game again, so if you decided to use Vsync, here's what you're going to want to do to make Vsync run smoother. So these settings don't really matter. If you want to like turn them down, if you have a really bad computer, like maybe like pretty bad, you can turn all these to low, then turn this to low, turn these off, and turn off this if you want. And you can, if you want to keep it at 1080p, you can just turn the render resolution down, and that should just work. And then I think the field of view can lower your frames, but it doesn't really matter, because freaking the field of view is like the whole reason I play on PC, honestly, and because I like mouse and keyboard kind of better. And turn off sync every frame here, and yeah. And then after that, you're gonna want to go to exit this, then you're gonna want to go to controls and go to frame smoothing, because that should make it like more smooth in Vsync. Like if you turn frame smoothing on and you have Vsync, you never really lose FPS, unless sometimes like you might get a drop, but like in game you never really lose FPS. But sometimes in zombies you will. Like I notice like sometimes in some areas of a map I'll lose some, like no higher than 5 FPS in some places, unless it's like in Setsumo no Shima, in the water places you lose like 10 FPS. And on the main menu here, you just lose FPS randomly for some reason. Well, I do. So yeah, and if you didn't choose Vsync in the Nvidia settings, then you can just play without, like, keep your settings, whichever settings you want. But if you were using the first method, then you're gonna want to just keep your settings at highest, like all my settings. If you have anything better than my graphics card, then that's like the best performance you can get in this game, I'm pretty sure. And if you don't have anything better than that, like you have like a GTX 750 Ti or something, because that seems like a popular card. Because I had a GTX 660 before, and I used to play on like medium, and these on low, this on low, these off. Then I used to have this on, but you should turn this off if you want higher FPS. And I used to play like at 70%, but yeah. And the field of view is just your personal preference. So that's mostly all the stuff that you need to do to get your FPS higher. And one more thing for the Vsync users, you're going to want to go back to your Black Ops 3 config file and set this to 3 right here. Back buffer count, set it to 3. It should be at 2. It will make your game like way smoother. So yeah, peace. But, oh, no one says peace anymore. What the hell? If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button, and if you didn't, hit the dislike button, and if you did, hit the thumbs up button, and bye.